My electric bill is $900. Not 90, like 90. No, my electric bill is $900. Are y'all cool?
I want to know who they're pricing these expensive ass apartments for. Who are they pricing it for? Because there's no way that I can't find a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom for lower than $2,300 that's actually decent. No roaches, no rats. We should not be in a state where minimum wage workers have to live with 3 to 4 people in order to afford to live. Everyone at minimum should be able to afford to live alone. Period.
Who touched this thermostat? Y'all see this Duke bill? Who left this water on? Y'all see the light bill? Who ain't make this bed? Y'all see this Duke bill? Who ain't turn off this light? Y'all see this Duke bill? Stop chewing so loud. You see this Duke bill? Who screwed this refrigerator light back in? Y'all see this Duke bill?
We all know that feeling, checking a bill and realizing it's way higher than expected. Whether it's rent, gas, or utilities, the rising costs are hitting hard, and people are not holding back their reactions. The cost of living seems to be increasing everywhere. And for many, these unexpected expenses aren't just frustrating. They're forcing tough financial decisions. Housing costs have been skyrocketing, and for many people, rent increases feel impossible to keep up with. When you sign a lease, you expect some stability. But lately, it seems like landlords are raising prices every year with no real explanation. Some tenants are seeing increases of hundreds, even thousands of dollars per month, forcing them to either move or stretch their finances to the limit.
You know when you're just down really bad and then someone comes along and they're like, that's what my leasing office did today. My leasing office chose violence. I just got my lease renewal for next year. I live in Seaport in Boston, which is probably one of the nicest areas in Boston. I understand that. I live in a high rise. Yes, it's a luxury building, but it doesn't justify what they're asking for, in my opinion. I moved in 2021. It was $2,600. Still asinine. Ridiculous to pay that much amount of money for this tiny ass little studio apartment. 450 square feet. Okay. Next year that I met all my friends, they're all in the same building. I'm like, okay, $2,900, that's what they raised it to. I was like, I can do this. I'm gonna start dog sitting. So that's what I did. And I did it, I paid for it. Was I pretty house poor? Yeah, but I was meeting a ton of people and I was having the time of my life. I've had the time of my life in this building. The next year rolls around, $3,100. I'm like, I feel like a massive moron if I pay this, but my friends are here, I'm gonna keep doing it. Really, really stupid decision to do that. Anyways, they just brought me my new lease. They want $3,444 a month for my 450 square foot studio. I did a quick little girl math on this one, and that means that I would basically be paying to stay in a $120 a night hotel every single night for the next year. I love Boston, but it's not New York. Like, this is insane. I just got done crying to my parents all week about how lost I am. I don't know what to do with my life. I know exactly what I want in life, but I'm having a really hard time like figuring out how to get there. I don't know if I need to stay in Boston, move. I just can't do it anymore. I don't know what my next move is. I'm at this crossroads basically in my life where I'm like, do I move home and really try to help build out my parents' company that my brother works for, and it's like, it would be incredible to be back with them? Do I move to New York and try to get a job with a big brand? Do I move to Chicago or Charleston or Austin, much more affordable cities where I can afford to actually take a stab at still owning my own business and giving that a try? Boston's just cooking me. The darkness for 4 months of the year, but at the same time, I've never been more in love with a city in my life. Like, it's incredible. The summers make me never want to leave. Just at such a weird position in my life. I know I'm always so positive, but damn. 28's a weird age. And also the fact there's no jobs that will pay enough for like 28-year-olds to go live alone. Like, anyways, happy weekend.
When your rent suddenly jumps by a huge amount, it can feel overwhelming. For many, it's not just about paying more. It's about wondering whether they can even afford to stay in their homes. Rent hikes are making it difficult for young adults, families, and even long-term residents to remain in the places they've called home for years.
So let me get this straight. We can't afford rent because rent prices are increasing so much to push us out to buy homes. But the interest rate is so high, you can't buy a home. And also you're not going to get funded for a home because of your debt to income ratio. So then what? And then homelessness or houselessness is becoming criminalized. So then what? I don't understand. To be honest, I really like the idea of building a commune, aside from like the culty aspect of it, but essentially buying land, driving vans, building a tiny houses on it, and everyone shares.
I told myself I would never cry on the internet because I think that's so lame, but I just got our rent renewal thing for our apartment complex, and it's going up by $300 a month. $300 for a 1-bedroom apartment that is not updated in any sort of way. And our complex doesn't even have like nice amenities. Like, we have a tiny pool and a tennis court. Like, this is not a luxury apartment complex. We already pay, with all the fees and everything included, $2,000 a month, and now we're going to be paying $2,300 a month for this tiny apartment. And that's just so frustrating. I don't understand how people can live in this world anymore, and I just don't want to move again because that's so much work and more money, and it's stressful trying to find another place, and it's just so annoying. And now I feel like I need to get a new job, and I just got this job and I like it, but it's not paying me nearly what I need. And so now I'm gonna have to go through applying to jobs again, which I did for like a whole year plus until I found this job. So I'm gonna have to go through all of that again. It's just not fair.
It's no wonder so many people are questioning whether renting is even sustainable anymore. Some are considering moving to cheaper cities, while others are looking for alternative housing options, like roommates, downsizing, or even living in vehicles just to cut costs. This isn't just about convenience, it's about survival. Gas prices have been another major concern, especially during colder months. Heating your home shouldn't feel like a luxury, but with the way prices are rising, a lot of people are having to make difficult choices between staying warm and keeping other essential expenses covered.
So this month, my Con Edison bill was $600. I'm being nice. It was over $600. I just rounded down. When I first moved in, granted, I moved in the last 2 days of November, and then the whole month of December I lived there. The bill was like $344, and I was like, okay, something has to change. No heat on at night, or if you have the heat on, like heat below 70, and it's crazy because I'm not here. I'm always at my boyfriend's or like at my house upstate. So I was like, you know what, like I need to ask my neighbors what is going on to like see if this is normal or not. I ran into my neighbor. I was like, hey, how much is your Con Ed bill? He says $900. I'm thankful for the measly $600, okay?
The past couple days I've been seeing videos going around of how New Jersey gas bills have been going up by like $30 or more. And, you know, basically people have not done anything different from the month before. So I was like, all right, I have a feeling I'm probably going to be one of the people, since it is the company that we use people are talking about. Last month, I paid $189.98. This month's bill is $213 and change. I just looked at my stove and I said, bitch, have you been turning yourself on at night or something without us knowing? Because we keep this house, and this house is 700 square feet, so it's a small house. We keep the heater at 68 degrees. The windows here they're fucking phenomenal because it keeps the draft out, keeps the cold out. So it's not because even though this is an old house, it's not because it's a drafty house. So you're telling me that it jumped that much in 1 month and we haven't done anything different? That's crazy.
Some people are seeing their gas bills double or even triple without warning, and many are wondering if their usage actually justifies the cost. Even those who try to conserve energy by keeping the heat low and wearing extra layers still find themselves facing shockingly high bills.
I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but My mom is so environmentally and economically smart, and you know, there would be times in the winter where I would come home and it would be so frigid in my room that I would literally have to sleep with like a winter coat, and we would be like, Mom, it's freezing. She'd be like, just put a robe on or like a sweatshirt. So I would be walking around my house with like 2 coats on, and I like never related more to her in my life than right now when it's 65 degrees in my home and I refuse to put the heat on. I put my robe, I got my Columbia sweatshirt on, and I'm just living. Like, I will not spend hundreds of dollars on my heat bill this month, and that's that.
Okay, regarding the New Jersey gas bill that I received, a lot of you guys are saying, consider yourself lucky, that is so low, stop complaining. I wasn't I guess I am complaining, but this is the highest gas bill / heat bill that I've ever received. So I was just concerned, and that's why I came on here to ask if is it just me? Because I asked my cousin and she said her bills have been fine. So I was just really curious to see what other people's bills have been like. But a lot of you guys said that it has been crazy expensive, and yeah, like I feel bad for, I guess, complaining now, because the amounts that you guys have been commenting, I'm seeing like $500 the last month, $600, $800. One person said $1,200, and there's people in like 1-bedroom apartments where it's just them living in the apartment and they're like $450 plus. I'm in shock. I guess my bill is not that high. But then some of you guys are saying that it is high, that I should do a meter reading. We live in a house. It is small. I mentioned it was about 1,000 square feet, which, by the way, someone said, you live in a 1,000 square feet house, you live in a box or something. Sure. Sure. But yeah, we kind of recently moved in. We've been in the house for about 5 months now. So they did a reading when we first moved. So I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I will start making some changes. Now that the weather's getting warmer, I will definitely be lowering the heat. But also, you guys brought up a valid point, which I didn't even realize, because I guess I missed the memo about the increase in delivery fees. You said that it's not the usage that's expensive, it's the delivery fee. So I went and checked my bill, and it was well over $130. So it was more than the actual usage, or I guess not. It was, I guess, kind of like about the same, which is just absurd. Like I'm saying, and I understand it's been a very, very cold winter, but still, some of these amounts that I've been seeing, I just wanted to share that because there was a little bit of confusion. But yeah, this is crazy. What are we all doing? Are we moving out of New Jersey? Are we staying here?
Electricity and water bills are another struggle that's becoming more common. Even when people try to be mindful of their usage, the total cost often comes out much higher than expected. It's frustrating to feel like you're doing everything right, turning off lights, limiting water use, only to get a bill that makes you wonder if you accidentally powered an entire city.
Pay my APS bill with me. I live in Phoenix, so APS is our electricity company that we use, if you don't know what that is. And I'm always curious to see what other people pay for their utilities, so this is what I pay, and it's absolutely awful. We're on what's called budget billing, which I thought was great in the beginning, but in the winter time, it sucks really bad. Basically, budget billing is an average of what you use through all the months. That way you don't have like super crazy high months in the summer and then really crazy low months in the summer. It's basically an average that you pay every single month. And again, this is really great in the summertime because it's way less than what I would pay if we were just doing off our usage because of the air conditioning. But in the wintertime, it sucks because we're using like no electricity. $519 for 1 month. Like, this bill really just makes me question everything. Okay, so I paid it, $519, due on the 14th. This one really drives me insane. But what do you pay for your electricity? Because I feel like this is a lot. We also have an older, bigger house, so it costs a lot of money in the summertime to air condition our house, but still, I feel like this is insane.
You find out that your electric bill is $897, And yeah, it's not a mistake. And no, I'm not making up. I'll post it here. These are the things I'm gonna start doing. Yeah, we're setting that to 58 because freezing the house out. So 58 there. And you take these and you.
Oh, y'all.
So we just found out on our latest bill
to get more bullets
for the electric that we are about to start getting charged tariffs. We live in Ohio.
Is that retro blue cheese?
Who is responsible for our electricity?
Me.
That Ohio is about to get hit with tariffs.
They got some fire loaded tots.
We need to think about this, y'all. Like, this is serious.
With the ranch.
I don't even know what to say.
That's so good. I hadn't even thought about putting bacon on it. It's so good.
Check your bills. Check your electric bills.
This reaction is one a lot of us have had at some point, just staring at the bill in disbelief, trying to figure out how it got so high. The problem is, utility rates aren't always transparent. Between fluctuating fees, changing rates, and hidden charges, it's hard to know exactly what you're being billed for. With inflation and unpredictable pricing, people are struggling to keep their bills manageable. Some are switching to energy-efficient appliances, while others are simply cutting back on necessities like heating and cooling just to save money. But at what point does it stop being about conservation and start being about affordability? No one should have to choose between basic comfort and financial stability.
What are you going to do about bringing down the rent and things like that in the economy? Because out of 8 children that I'm a father and a stepfather to, 5 of them are struggling, and I'm giving them part of my income on a regular basis. How are you going to make the economy not just the the food and electricity, but bring down the rent prices, the housing prices, so that these kids can survive without their parents' help?
Such a good question, Mr. President.
You're right. I hear it very well. And I tell you, first of all, I love the people that you're with. I know that I must have at least 99, perhaps 100% of all of them. And I think they're incredible. We are going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to bring down the cost of energy. Energy is what caused the worst inflation, I think, in the history of our country. Food prices are up 50%, sometimes more. You look at bacon. Bacon is quadrupled. You can't order bacon. You can't order anything. We're living horribly. We have the worst inflation we've probably ever had in our country, and it started because of energy. We're going to drill, baby, drill, and then we're going to have China and all of these countries that were treating us good when I was there toward that. I mean, it took me a long time to get them to behave properly. All of these countries are going to, again, stop. Like 4 years ago, I could ask you, you were in great shape. You had low energy costs. You had low food costs. Everything was good. You could buy a house. You had low interest rates, 2% interest rates. You had gasoline at $1.87. Now it's $5. And by the way, going up very substantially. But you had gasoline at $1.87 a gallon. Nobody talks about that anymore. Nobody even can believe it's going to happen. It's going to happen again. We've got to get the energy prices down, and everything else is going to be tumbling down with it, the prices.